Babybay's not wrong to identify that both of these teams have a fair bit of pressure on their shoulders, not just because of the fandom, but because of qualification scenarios. But it's G2 sitting with a ton of Champions points already. They just need a reasonable showing and, frankly, a bounce back from a bit of a slump, whereas Cloud9, I mean, Emmy said in the interview, they're already looking forward to the future. What future are we talking about? Why, are we talking about play-in? Are we talking about next year, for God's sake?
Yeah, there obviously is an opportunity for play-ins. Even if they perform poorly through this stage, take it as a learning experience, they, and any other team, will have the opportunity to go on a run to make champions. G2, though, they don't even need to go on a run like that. They can win a game like this against C9, rack up some more wins during this first part of the stage, and that can just give them enough champs points to go through. They're sitting in second place right now. They're feeling pretty comfortable. Their accomplishments so far in the year have gotten them there. So even though they're existing in this current context, where I think the team are going through two of the most challenging months, if not the most challenging months of their careers so far in the VCT.
We're going to start with Breeze here. This is Cloud9's pick. This is a map that we saw G2 on in that 100 Thieves game, and they took a really different tact, right? It was Babybay playing the solo duelist Neon. We had Jaw pick up the KO, for example. Cloud9 feel like, and they said it on their podcast, that their map pool might actually line up quite well here with G2. But I mean, G2 can select the map. They won it last week against 100 Thieves. That Sunset was a decent showing from them. And we're kind of here to find out whether, you know, it was a promising sign they lost 100 Thieves. I know this sounds insane to say, just because of the form 100 tier in, or if it's just like a quality loss in an otherwise, you know, slumping era for G2. Today, we get our answer.
Obviously of note here, taking a look at the Breeze comps, G2 are mixing it up. Still not in the direction of the Harbor, though. And you can't help but go back to the beginning of Stage 1, where G2 fully indexed into the Harbor, believing it would be an S-tier meta agent, playing it on tons of maps. But the map where it has stood the test of time and looks the best, Breeze, they have also gone away from it there to just have a more traditional double controller Astra Viper. But yeah, now it's about Jaw on this Neon, and crucially, maybe an indicator of where G2 want to take their comps overall is putting Babybay on the chamber here, so he can have that individual expression going for timings, plays he feels comfortable making, and also, crucially, offing a lot. That is one of his best traits as a player.
It's time for Match Start, brought to you by Samsung OLED. And it looks like G2 is stripping everything back to the bare bones. Go to the most basic form of this comp on Breeze. Try and put their players in the most comfortable spots to see them succeed.
This is a G2 team that have had a tumultuous couple months trying to get back on the horse, and a Cloud9 who have been unable to beat them in the past and are trying to prove that they've got what it takes with this new roster, that they can put this new talent in a position to perform.
This B-side's not going to be easy to break into with the Viper and the Chamber at large for much of this defense side. Anoxy, he's found that out the hard way. High Tide, at least, sets up this approach on towards the A side, and it always seems to be Valen lying in wait on A. What's the rush here for G2? Stay tucked and wait for this now. Flash off the recon. That's going to be cleared though, and Valen is tucked comfortably in that corner. Trent can play off him with consummate ease, and Zelsas is barely hanging on in terms of health points. 45 seconds where Cloud9 have been brought to a screeching halt. A 0 point off reset gets some degree of information, but at this point, G2 are happy to stand and fight.
Look at the HP on Zelsas. Surely there's just no way it would have to be an ace as well.
2 HP ace would be absurd. Valen is one shot, of course, but Babybay's a different issue altogether. And he will be taking the round with the Headhunter. And Cloud9, they just to piss around, of course. They sent Oxy to the, the opposite side of the map there, but they certainly slow down big time midway through that A hit.
This is some really quality anchoring that we're going to see from Valen in the replay. This is a map that stands out to me in my mind as one of his better ones, especially on the Astra. I'm still getting flashbacks to kick off their dominant 3-0 qualifying match to get to Santiago, where he dropped 65 kills, 35 deaths, his best performance of the year, and Breeze was a standout map in that series. Valorant absolutely knows what he's doing here. Makes that Astra feel like a duelist.
G2 have tried so many looks this year. One of the teams that seemed the most ready to change up even the bare bones. 0 point here. Leaf playing inside. But already can see Cloud9 are crawling over the side. Obviously, it's very dim. They're going to play a second flood off this flash, and it's Baby tucked here back in this corner with the Outlaw.
Spike planted.
Look at this positioning from Cloud9. They are all just forced into backside. Pretty tough position to play out from easy for Baby. That's lovely.
Oh, okay, bro. No scope required. Now, this one is squarely sitting in his hands.
Yeah,
Jaw slides on in.
There's just no way. I mean, C9, they'll be happy enough to get the plant down, but they can't get any positioning, can't deal with Baby, can't move forward on the site. All stuck back there. They're cooked, and you know it the entire time. But yeah, we were talking about, this has been my feel on G2 in this current moment. I think a lot of their struggles have come from having a bit of an identity crisis. They don't know where to put the personnel on this team in terms of the roles.
Let's go! Good fuck.
They've tried so much different stuff this year. But what we're seeing right now does feel like they're trying to lean into some comfort, but in a little bit of a different way, at least in that we haven't seen them pick up the chamber on this map before, right? So it is something new, but when you're just looking at it on paper, it does make sense.
I feel like it's the kind of comp where you just want your players to be able to focus on just on the game.
And look, Baby, he has absolutely been at his best this year when he's on Sentinel. His Vice was fantastic, and when he's on Chamber, able to use the scoped weapons, he's been finding a lot of impact on the game. We saw that last week. The map that they took off 100 Thieves, Sunset, it was about Jaw and Neon, and Baby playing Chamber, able to get a ton of crucial kills with the AWP, and he was picking up really nice attack lurk timings as well, catching off rotators.
Jorgamo's been sort of given this moniker of someone who really steps up at internationals and then domestically just sort of takes a back seat sometimes. He actually had a stunning series, though, against 100 Thieves. 11-3, first kill, first death in a loss. 6-0 on Sunset. He doesn't always have to step up, but when he does.
Here comes that early null command. Zelsis with a hell of a lot of kills already. Cloud9 want to get into this B site, stalled out for a moment. Deal with Valorant.
Oh, he sat. Ready for this close contact. They're going to have the kind of weapon that was more appropriate for now. The Spectre is trying to find more than one, but Trent is brought down after Vic is removed. Oxy wants to make his way forward, but Baby's tapped up very low. That Outlaw hasn't found any purchase as of yet, but it's Leaf chiming in with that Phantom. Mid-control here for G2, and they can slow roll this into an encirclement.
Oxy would love to remove Baby from the server, but he can't. He's playing it very patiently.
It's going to be frustrating. Oxy as well, tapped up himself, and here comes Leaf, looking for another one. A very quiet week last week. And it's going to be on Jack to go 1v2, and Baby, bro, he didn't even have to leave archers. He took damage and then just stayed there. The threat of his activation was more important than his gun in the game.
Brutal round loss for C9, man. It was looking good. No command early because Zelsis got a number of kills on a pistol round, for instance. They get that. Nice site execute off, deal with the two anchors, man advantage 4-on-3. But it's Leaf just in that nice little position, up top nest, Crosshair plays well, gets the free one onto Zelsis, they even it up. The Cloud9 get picked apart one by one. Oxy was saying in the Cloud9 podcast that the hardest thing about playing against G2 is that even if they feel like they might be readable in a situation, they're still so tough to beat because the micro on the team is on another level.
Yeah, the way he put it was they always do the right things in the right moment, even if it might be obvious. Valon here, very much in the same spot as we saw on the pistol. Cloud9 obviously coming to this round with very little to work with. The G2 know it. In fact, that's the very thing they're here to exploit.
Anchoring looking rock solid. Like even there's a moment where Trent's like able to push up close. 2 rounds back to back, we've seen him kind of like circumvent the smokes at the choke nicely to find a kill in both rounds.
Yeah, this little shove is obviously pretty risky, but it sets up the rest of G2 to end the round there, and then get that little corner on the A side, either VALORANT or Leaf just sitting there getting free kills.
C9 kind of struggling a little bit maybe to find a home in their map pool, having picked Breeze this week. Maybe hoping to see G2 continue to run the comp with the KO where they were finding less success, but they have to deal with a different look. Oxy pinged up in a little bit of trouble, but that Cove is going to keep him safe.
Go, go, go.
Not a great opener there for Fireball Ops. VALORANT is able to take that close A main position and dig him out. With no Viper to work with now, these side hits get immeasurably more difficult. They still have the Harbor. They got some degree of mid-control, but that's about to be challenged. You see VALORANT on his way back towards top mid.
Look at Zelsis right now. He's worked his way through Nest, but G2 are aware this is a possibility. VALORANT is on watch, but that is a nice little flick shot. At least so far, Zelsis is shooting, looking good individually.
Babybay's also giving up his position. He'll hear the Jet encroaching now. He's going to have to try and make it work with the Headhunter, but he's got a decent timing here. Also, look at Jaw trying to flip the map. This is quite nice from G2, but Babybay's caught. Vic's able to double back on the right timing, and there is Oxy getting his first frag of the game.
Trent gets one back, 2 on 3. C9 not out of the woods. They weren't able to close out the man advantage post plant earlier in this half, and it's gotten them in this 0-4 situation. This is must win.
Vic is tickled by that molly in the end. You got Leaf alive. I feel like it's doable. Trent tried to stay alive for as long as he could, and he's done enough to put Trent in Leaf rather in a good position to clutch the round out. The fact is, Cloud9 had no idea where he'd be coming from, and he lines him up.
Crushing blow from Leaf. Both of the important rounds for G2 so far, winning out that bonus, winning this gun round. He has had monster moments. The 4K into that 3K. Leaf, when he's on Viper, is just at his best. It's just his agent.
It's pretty devastating.
Oh my God, Nate! Oh my God.
There's been quite a few rounds like this, so it's like, oh my God, how have we won this? G2 finally maybe cashing in on some of the good luck that they banked after last week's series. Yeah, it's going to be a Cloud9 timeout here. Fireball Ops gets taken down in spawn. There's a push off of A main. It just feels like something pretty fundamental that was overlooked by Cloud9 at the start of that round. Left them without their Viper and had them milling around mid for a heck of a long time.
They were still able to find a nice opening. Like Zelsis working up into Nest, and then they pivot back to A. They're able to deal with the anchors there. They catch them a little bit isolated. It was all looking so good, but they have to be able to close out these rounds. It's a 4v3 loss, a 3v2 loss. They've been getting themselves in winnable situations.
I mean, this feels a little bit like the Sentinels game for Cloud9 last week, where they sort of make it pretty interesting, get pretty close there towards the end of the series, and they just can't finish the game. These last couple of clutches on them have been pretty devastating. It's back-breaking stuff, sure, another buy here. It's only half armor, though, for all of them.
Let's get this done.
Discussion out of this timeout is going to be how to deal with G2's ults. 4 of them on the board. Pop flash to get Oxy deep in A main. Are they going to continue to accelerate? They would love to. Oh, that's so sick from Jaw. Comboed with the Hunter's Fury. They've got their advantage. G2 could just play to a retake now if they really want.
No, we're kind of defaulting back into Cloud9, setting up into Woods mid, but I want to see them accelerate off this position. Baby can't quite get anything done, and yes, C9 have closed the gap dramatically here onto B.
Look, he is in some trouble. Can he get his? No. Fireball Ops catches him out. I like this position from Leaf, though. He's pushed all the way through main, gets that free kill, and now C9 are surrounded in the post plant. They can't even get the spike down with the orb dropping. Need to get the smoke.
You are divided.
Fireball Ops starting to question where G2 are actually setting up here, unbeknownst to them. big stack over towards that B main direction. It's just trained here with some of that Keys over util. That'll come down just as his hit does. Leaf was felled there over towards the B main side, and Trent just playing slowly here. VALORANT has dealt with now. Zelsa's about to take contact, and a 1-for-1 is the best that he can hope for. Down inside that null command, and Vic just gets demolished. G2 happy to slow roll these rounds. Another successful retake after, again, losing that player early.
Jaw with the jump down Vandal spray is kind of crazy. But G2 really maneuver the map so well there. Again, it's a big moment from Leaf, who off the info he's gathering from the comms, knows that he can push into B main, take all of that space for free, and then they're happy because of that to just allow C9 to get that plant on B. The retake can come in from all angles.
What the? I'm playing KZ. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on over there, Nate.
And then, I mean, he even is able to catch off that one late rotator to get the advantage. Like, Leaf has really been in control of this game.
Okay, this time from Cloud9, it's that early A presence. And they're starting to cycle into a couple of ultimates that could be pretty crucial to carve out a space to work in here on A. Here's that Reckoning coming in from that mid-direction, though, maybe a little unexpected for G2. Oxy's already trying to get wide and get some double door control from that spot. It's Valen down early. Okay, Joel went for a fight, but he was extremely low before. The fact that Trent is here to make this round predictable.
And Leaf, even coming through the doors, is able to catch Oxy. It was looking so good for C9. Just keep it simple. Execute into this site with the big ultimates. G2 trying to anchor. They get overrun, and yet they still are able to wrangle this round back. HP for Jack is so low, 1-for-1. Is that going to be enough? Vic returning to the team. 1 versus 2 situation to get C9 on the board. Just not going to happen, man.
The switch to the Headhunter is always quick, to be fair, but that's another dead stop for C9 halfway through an A-side hit.
G2 are just looking composed right now, even in the rounds where they're going down players, when they're at a disadvantage. Someone is stepping up. Trent is looking really good right now. All of the fights we've seen him take, the little movement adjustments, he's just so in control of the situations that he finds himself in. Trent this year has just been phenomenal. One of the best players of 2026 globally.
Feels like his worst day is still something that many teams would dream of having in like an info gathering initiator role. Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Jaw here gets pinged up pretty early. It's Oxy ahead of the rest of the pack. This is looking reminiscent to the pistol round, albeit flipped. There's Baby Bay up on the line. Free kill with the op, and Oxy's Blade Storm doesn't do a damn thing.
Dre just happy to mix it up with the positioning. I said this, you know, as we were just going over the agent select, but I'm interested to see if over the past week, this chamber is a direction that G2 want to take the team in. Because previously they were running it on Haven. That was about it in the pool. Like, you know, back when Bind was in the pool earlier, they loved running the chamber there. Baby Bay's attack opping was pivotal on that map, and that was arguably the best map in their pool. He looked great on the Vice. So I think there's just more than enough evidence to support that, okay, we really want to keep Baby Bay on Sentinel, right?
Yep. They see C9 give him a wide berth as they try and get here into the site. Fireball Ops heavily chunked down by that snake bite. It's still actually able to find a kill off this. Again, it's just Sheriffs. Baby Bay's going to see a shoulder protruding, and it's going to be another pretty decisive G2 round. I mean, you blink and we're 8-0. And these haven't exactly been fast rounds, but it feels like Cloud9 have really had nothing to say in this game of significance.
The G2 have just been able to manage all of the situations without a disadvantage, as winning out the 4v5s. And then in a round like this, I mean, look, it's just an anti-eco. They're in full control the whole time. Leaf is really on point. Trent is playing great. Baby Bay's finding op kills at the right time. We've seen moments from everyone.
And it shows. That scoreboard's looking, yeah, like a pretty all-in experience for G2. Cloud9 have an op in Oxy's hands. Can they put something a little more elegant together this round? First kills are all well and good, but they have not been able to land the plane in any of these significant encounters.
Drone to See if they can locate Baby Bay, post Oxy up on an angle.
Let's listen in. Cloud9 trying to try and hit this A site through mid.
Can you orb up and we walk mid?
Yeah, orb up.
And you guys can. We're gonna work mid. You guys can keep working.
No, Asher dead.
2, 1.
I'm gonna come back to B. We killed one. I killed Asher.
Just wait, Jordan. It's fine. I'm waiting.
Want to just insert yourself
They're gonna leave this op A, guys.
Yeah, the op is
Don't B.
Yeah, stay B main. Stay B main.
I'm holding double door, right, Jordan?
Yeah, we're gonna look to pump, and Jack just
He saw
stay
me.
in.
He saw me leave B. Alright.
That's fine. That's fine.
fine.
This is good. This is good.
Are you holding
I'm
window
gonna-
now?
I beat
No,
me now.
no. All right, we're gonna look to pump A, and we're gonna go back to B. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna come towards B.
Viper.
I want it.
And
Door.
Door. Two.
Spike down mid.
Who was B? It was Viper Sova.
Yeah, Viper Sova.
Can you wall up?
Yeah, well, I'm coming to you. Like,
Can you orb up?
There are 2 guys.
No, no, no,
One
no.
B.
Alright, so
He was half wall or
fight you.
backside, guys.
I'm holding.
Holding mid.
behind you mid.
I'm coming back.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, we have to get bomb.
They're 1-1.
Yeah, can you put your orb up? Yeah, orb.
Yeah, orbing.
They
No,
might
one
both
A,
be
one
fighting
more-
you guys mid.
Mid or something.
Where
Can you orb up?
He goes to
Orb
me.
up,
Yeah, I'm
orb
orbing now. Orb's on up for long.
Could be Nez, could be
Try it.
tunnel, or elbow. I mean,
Here, I have ult. If we can get side, I'm in small.
elbow, guys.
Elbow.
Elbow.
Spike down mid. One enemy
run,
remaining.
run,
10
run,
seconds
run.
left.
Close.
Nice!
Hey,
Let's go,
that's our
boys!
one,
Let's
baby.
go!
Come on.
Let's go!
Yep.
Hard-fought round win for Cloud9, but you can see how much it meant to them. They left a gap. That double door position for Jaw could have unraveled, and that was a spike. That was
I
just
feel like
dropped
that
mid.
was pretty illuminating to what's been happening in this half so far. Because again, they are finding openings, but things are. It kind of felt like getting a little bit too chaotic in terms of the communication in the mid rounds. Like a
There's
lot
5 people
being
talking.
thrown out there, right?
Yeah.
And
Does that have to be a
individually,
bad thing, though?
They are getting the moments. Like Oxy gets that kill. Fireball got a really nice lurk kill to reopen that B site. They just kind of get on the same page there in the mid round and be able to close things out as a team.
It does feel like Zelsis, though, has got a pretty defined direction he wants these rounds to go in. Winning the duels, though, is another story entirely. Double door presence now for C9. They're shoving Zelsis through pretty aggressively.
Three players from G2 on this site.
Calm before the storm here at A. Below the minute mark, and Cloud9 are still probing for opportunities. They've got this inserted double door. They certainly lean on that, and Zelsis picks his timing pretty well, but it's the A-main contingent that are struggling, and that might be putting it lightly. Valen finds his second. Jaw waits for Zelsis just to serve himself up, and Cloud9 are back to the doldrums, frankly.
Yeah, they walk into that site that's pretty heavily stacked by G2. 3 players ready to anchor. They apply some good pressure out main that gets Zelsis in. Initially, he finds the 1 kill back site, but wow, that's pretty.
this
brutal
positioning
as
for
well.
Valen.
That Vandal spam.
It's been him or Jaw
But yeah,
in a spot like this all half.
It was both of them able to fight up pretty close there. Yeah, Valen is swinging from the left. Jaw comes in a little bit later to fight towards bricks.
Okay, that's both your timeouts now blown here on this attack side for C9. They've got 2 or more opportunities to score on this half. Now, they might have a Hunter's Fury that they're really hoping to be able to employ effectively. But outside of that, the good news has been in short supply for this C9 team. It's a rough half. Getting full reset on your loss bonus as well means that, yeah, you can cobble something together, but I imagine this is just as much for round 12 planning as it is for finding a way through this murky situation.
Yeah, you'll see when we get out of this timeout, the ult situation for C9, I think a win in this round, if, they can't win the round with, wow, they're really trying to force into this, put something together, just force into this, force into the last. Maybe they can work towards another null command from Zelsis, try to stack up some ults to at least get 2 on the board before this is over.
Man. This is Cloud9's map pick. I just want to point that out. This is a team that felt like they might have a pretty favorable map pool overlap with G2. I think that's probably just based on what we saw from G2's Breeze last week, but they've just gone back to something that we haven't seen from them necessarily, but feels familiar. It puts all of their players in comfort roles.
Baby Bed just playing off this mid-trip with the operator watching through tunnel.
Doubling back into elbow here for C9 means they don't really do much with the fact that they've taken mid. That trip did get activated. There's the dash across, and Babybay's quickly got to get out. Oxy's on the move, though. Babybay's got the stopping power to put C9's Firebrand 6 feet under immediately.
Fireball's trying to take a timing to get out of the main, catch someone, but it's not going to work out. Leaf is ready. Babybay, weak, goes down to that Guardian. Can C9 try to wrangle this back? Two players, they are divided. Solo efforts completely right now. Vic at least catches the one.
Georges disrespects this position, runs straight up into it and wins the fight. Jack is very low, out in the open.
Has to recover that spike, has to deal with so many different angles, and Valen late coming through arches cleans him up with ease. G2 responds to that B split just with absolute ease. The play from Babybay there is crazy. Being able to dodge out on the Hunter's Fury, still connect that shot to remove Oxy from the field. And then in the meantime, Trent is just giving him support with the ult of his own, going through tunnels. He catches one. It's really insane.
Last week showed that both these teams could compete.
Perfect, Nate. Good shit. Yeah.
They could take maps, right? This week is about showing that either of these teams matter. Who is going to matter at the end of this stage 2? And it's looking like G2 have a renewed claim for dominance in this region.
How aggro does Babybay take this? Does he try to catch a timing out of there? No, definitely not. He is going to relax as Leaf just mollies him out of the coast.
Interesting. It's a decent way to get your teammate to do what you want them to. Just some mild coercion between friends.
That force in the last round does have C9 in an awkward spot with the money. It's a pretty weak buy. Oxy challenging this 1v1.
It's awkward though.
And Trent is just
chilling,
toying with him right now.
Oh, Jaw as well. There might be a chance to put together a double face on this, and Oxy doesn't want to overextend. Oh god. The net's closing. It's taken Oxy far too long to make anything happen in this position, and nobody of the rest of C9 has done a thing to help him. In fairness, he was kind of the decoy, I guess. Like a Shoyo Hinata type vibe. He's going to have to try and work this B side now, rather than the rest of C9. And Babybay is being very slippery. Into the pit. Spotted early by Fireball Ops, though. And he's given over the op.
Can C9 get a second one on the board? They're trying to get the spike down. Time is getting really low. Jack is denied from being able to get that plant again. Now
Still trying
has to stick. Such low HP, susceptible to potential spam, and no, he's going to be safe.
Conflict Divide here, though, thrown down. Zelsis has fallen on the side, and this is looking pretty deflating. Fireball Ops flattened by a 1 health Jaw. As he comes out of that Viper's pit to give G2 their checks notes in surprise, an 11th round of this first half. How you feeling?
What can you even say? Bro, G2, everyone has had individual moments. The Babybay op has just been ruling over that side of the map, and he has the least kills of anyone on G2, yet you still felt his impact throughout that entire half.
Yeah, being really hard to catch. He kind of honestly plays pretty aggressive into the pit solo at the end of this round. But immediately the rest of his team slips in.
You go back to those first crucial rounds, first gun round, first bonus round, Leaf has given you a 4K, a 3K. G2 are winning the man disadvantage situations. They're in excellent form right now.
G2 11-1, a dominant first half here on Breeze, the map choice of C9. Let's see what our second half has for us, or if it'll be a quick run back to the showers for map 1.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup, and wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too?
No, I'm with amazing seats.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And even pitch-side access.
Are you? David Beckham.
A Verizon customer.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon customers. No one gets you closer. Only on Verizon.
Yeah, I was able to grab Trent for a moment. A quick question for you. A lot of wins for G2 regionally. What's the goal this year? Is regional going to be enough again?
Definitely not. I mean, we're always striving to win an international. Obviously, there's this stuff going around that we can't win it. So that's our goal, but we have little goals that we've set for ourselves to try and get us to that point. So hopefully we can achieve those first.
All right, can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
Both of these teams walk into week 2 of stage 2 with question marks over their heads. G2, yeah, they lose to 100 Thieves, but they're the most newly minted international champion on the block. It's almost an acceptable loss for a team they haven't let get past them in years. Cloud9, though, they lose to a Sentinels team that are missing their centerpiece. That's missing John QT, and we're all wondering, is Marv just that good, or are these guys in deep trouble?
G2 are going to be feeling great to get a win like this under their belt, though. It's been a tough couple months. Tough showings globally. 100 Thieves are in sick form when they go up against them, like you said. And finally, they get a game where they're feeling like prime G2. That gets the confidence flowing.
And a game where their emotional investment doesn't have to be ultra high. Do you know what I mean? 11-1 first half. They can close this one out here. They might come out of a week that's just ultimately not that taxing for them compared to last week's 3-map blockbuster with the 100 Thieves. Having a reprieve like that midway through a stage is something you can't count on, but it goes a long way. And I hate calling Cloud9 a reprieve, honestly. It doesn't make them look good, but frankly, they've not been on their level. And you know it's been tough for them, as they've made roster changes before their team even got out into stage 2. It was that bad behind closed doors.
G2 finally making their way out towards this A site. An attempt to anchor, but Zelsus and Vic are just ran over. Just feels as good as done at this point, man.
Yeah.
G2 looking great on this map. And it's funny because they were great on it, and then they tried to switch stuff up. They're trying the Baby Bait Neon with the KO. Things are getting awkward, and they've gotten themselves back in a more comfortable position with this comp.
Feels like they keep running into Nongjim Red Force and are forced to try and reinvent themselves or change something fundamental about them. I do think that G2, though, are spending a lot of time trying to convince us their ceiling is higher than what we've seen. Do you know what I mean? They want the world to know that they can reach even higher than they have so far, but I think that's been the most questionable thing because they're constantly dominating domestically, and they get to international events, and they just look a little muted by comparison.
Both of these teams have some like international narratives heading into the end of this year that people have been pointing to forever. A continued
Dumbass, why are you
storyline.
peeking?
That's a little aggro, bro. Relax. Which is G2 still trying to get their international trophy, and C9 are the one team from America's partnership that haven't been able to make it to a global.
Yeah, the only partner team that has never
made it to globals, but it was before partnership. That has been a narrative thread that people have followed with these teams for years at this point.
And as readable as Cloud9 have felt that G2 are over previous games and this one, apparently it's still, you know, they might want to go to a lighter novel. Graphic novel, perhaps. Maybe something a bit more junky. Might recommend Twilight. Because this tome is proving a little bit too much for them to digest. For them, it feels like it's been the Rosetta Stone for how to take an L, because they are 14-2 in maps against G2 over their entire VCT tenure. And that number's not looking like it's about to get much better.
This G2 team, they've just always had their numbers. Specifically, they've discussed it as well after some of the games that they feel like they know how to deal with Oxy. They know how to shut him down.
30 seconds left.
And if you're going to be proficient at shutting down the most important player on C9, I mean, what chance do they have, right?
Vic and Jack will watch the spike sail away from them in the hands of Trent and be set up here on B. And you do have to wonder what the conversation is like in moments like
There
this
was
for
something being
C9.
typed in the server. So I don't know what the conversation is like with Vic and someone on G2.
Not great.
But there was a combo happening in there.
These are two teams, by the way, who have obviously been frustrated by the state of things for both of their teams.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
they've been
been
actually
tough
fighting
times.
with random people on social
They're
media.
both going through it. I think the schedule's been grueling. There's a level of burnout that they've been suffering. But man, G2 happy to get a dominant win, get the confidence going. All 5 players having highlight reel moments in that game.
Coming off a loss in week 1, for both these teams, it was really a question of who could get off the starters mark a bit quicker. The reality is that Cloud9 forgot to bring their track shoes and were pointed straight back to the showers by a very disgruntled coach, Jimmy. While G2 are showing us what I felt like is their baseline, just a really solid showing. And I think if you're a team that's aspiring to be great in this game, in this sport, you want your average day at the office to look like what we just saw from G2. Solid, fundamentally sound, nothing over the top, but just spot on.
Absolutely. We're going to Sunset. This is the map they took against 100 Thieves. It's a map where we saw Jaw and BabyBay go crazy. The two of them, in some ways, dragged them to that win. Jaw's Neon was incredible.
6-0 on Neon in first kill, first death.
BabyBay's op was fantastic. Also, like a sense for the timings around the map, being able to catch off rotators, expose gaps in the defense when he's on attack, to get really nice lurks off. I liked what we saw from G2 here a lot. And like I said on Breeze, I feel like their success here is maybe a light bulb going off, an inspiration to try and get the Chamber Neon to be a mainstay of their approach in this meta and just run that on other maps. Because BabyBay is great when he's on the Chamber. Jaw is clearly the better Neon of the two of them. And so ideally, you're just putting them in position to both be at their best.
I think also the Trent Sky brings a ton of value here. This Trailblazer off-rip into A elbow or into B main on the attack side is really illuminating and protects G2 from running into any traps early in these rounds.
Let's see if Cloud9 can hit the ground running on this second map.
Here's that Trailblazer. He's going to see nothing. BabyBay gets a tap there on Oxy, but that's all there is to write home about. This does mean that Cloud9 are forced into a retake, and I wonder if they try and flood this.
With that wall up, G2 can just focus all of their attention towards Boba. The market is not relevant right now.
I mean, that's huge, isn't it? I mean, the fact you've only got to watch one of these entry points now. There'll be some pressure coming market side here, but G2 have just got it locked down. Something that they were fantastic against 100 Thieves at were the floods out of Boba on the defense side. But this is about as good as it gets here in terms of a post plan. And Vic was never really able to get out of market at all.
Yeah, there's just nothing he can do over there. Already in the first round, we saw a great flash from Trent. His utility in that game against 100 Thieves, the supportive flashes that were coming out during the fights were always timed super well. And already right there, he's got it in the perfect moment for Jogamo to be able to capitalize, get a couple kills fighting towards spawn. Look at this, guy's fully blind up. Jack doesn't know what to do, can't see a thing.
This felt like such a simple round for G2.
I was a little tweaked.
Headhunter watches mid, Trailblazer into B, Sagewald market, Flash Boba win round.
Yeah, it's by the numbers, but it's super effective when everything is coordinated exactly as it needs to be. And that's why teams love the Sage on this map. It just simplifies things so much.
Pretty telling this push-up B main for the defenders though. Cloud9 get a good inkling that there's something happening at A, but look, there's no sight or sort of CT side presence here at all for C9. They're just grouped up on short.
Vic is trapped, he is doomed. And again, it's, as I just said, this wall just simplifying things for G2, denying a lane, it's cut off. Easy passage into the A site, don't have to worry about spawn. Only, you know, maybe if there's an omen that teleports up to the spawn top box to see over an elbow, but not a huge concern. G2 are just off to the races already.
With some really simple ideas. this bonus, or rather this anti-eco, was a simple matter of getting everyone up into elbow and onto the site. You mentioned how Sage simplifies the gameplay. That slow warp over to short pretty much undid Cloud9 there and then.
It's funny too, Leaf didn't have a great game playing the Sage against 100 Thieves, but in recent time, it's actually been the agent where he was putting up the best numbers. Leaf will just put up good numbers on anything. You know, for 1 month, his breach will be where he decides to just pop 26 kills and get a crazy ace on split, and then it'll go back to Viper being his best agent. He just does it all.
He's also was the team's chamber in the past as well. Had some really nice showings in that Sentinel role in bygone eras. We'll see what this now looks like for G2. It's a bonus round that features the Outlaw still for Baby Bay.
An Outlaw, by the way, that C9 are going to have a lot of trouble dealing with. 4 of them are on 125 HP. Only 1 heavy armor. And you know this guy has the gun. Is that going to come back to bite them?
And Baby Bay gets to do this on every extremity as Chamber on the attack side. Could push up into B main, push into mid, try and play past the one way at A main. All because of that rendezvous. Some teams are getting cute with these splits through top mid. If you have a Sage comp, could wall off that right side and hit through Market and Boba at the same time. But geez, this trend util, it's magnificent, frankly. Very easy for G2 to play off of it now. Slow orb is in play. Leaf traded out for
so
Delsus.
good. Yeah, Leaf just hopping through the orb is hilarious. Trent, ooh, had a good flash, but Fireball Ops on for the ace right now. Denied by Baby Bay. Picks up that Vandal.
Oh
what a
my
shot.
god, that was disgusting. This is the bonus round
Vic
here
has
for
got to win
G2.
this. Vic has got to win this.
Does Baby Bay do something cute with this rendezvous?
Crushing blow if Baby Bay finds this with just 50 HP to work with, tucked in on default. Game of timings.
Last smoke there for Vic. Baby Bay's going to step inside of it. It is a game of timings. Nothing more, nothing less. And Baby Bay walks up there into Vic holding the angle. Cloud9 get on the board much earlier than they did on Breeze.
Taking a lot more damage than they would have hoped for, but more than happy to get the round. Fireball Ops with a sick one there, 4-piece, locking it down in Boba. Even denying Trent at the end with the flash, that looked pretty insane. See that from his point of view. Crazy spam shot onto Jaw.
Look at these slow orbs everywhere. Tough to play these like top mid splits into Sage comps, in fairness. You often need one to facilitate it, and then I don't know about that one. That was wild.
You know, despite the struggles of the team, Fireball Ops is not a guy that is going to take this opportunity lightly. He has been grinding in Tier 2 since 2021 to get an opportunity like this. Has played every agent under the sun, 23 different agents in recorded matches throughout that time. And he's really found his form in challengers this year. That's why he's gotten this call-up, gotten this opportunity.
And he's the Phoenix player for C9 so far.
Yeah, he played Phoenix, he played Sentinel, he's done a whole lot, and he's very motivated. G2 worked their way into the site, but they haven't gotten backside control. They're being stalled out.
C9 want to try and anchor this here, but it's going to get harder and harder with that. Your Cypher in the game. Oxys made his way around. G2 love to try and flip the map early and often in scenarios like this. And Jaw simply had to bide his time to find that opportunity to take Oxy down.
These are the kind of moments, setups that G2 were thriving in against 100 Thieves, just locking them out when they get into this B site. Playing around all of the available utility they have to perfection. C9 in the 3-on-4, they do not even want to test them. Smarter decision to just get out of here with the guns and play for the next.
All things considered, it's not as if Cloud9 were shut off the B site, kept off of it. They were able to anchor in there with 2 players. Oxy moved off his mark, though, because you could tell that G2 was starting to like rotate around inside B. Unfortunately, the anchor play for C9 didn't get much help from the extremities of that B site.
Always going to make it tough for Oxy to get involved. Oh, G2, that is just something they discussed, mentioned at the end of the Breeze, but they feel like they have an understanding on how to shut him down, and he is the key piece of Cloud9. And that has reflected historically. The 7 times they played against each other, 4 of the games, if you go back and look, Oxy was a non-factor. They really did remove his relevancy from the game. He's had like 1 or 2 solid games against G2 all time, but they do have his number.
Baby Bay's getting that free push up on B side again.
And that's like it's a testament to how good G2 are, that Oxy, who has been consistently one of the best duelists in Americas, can make any team look like a tier 2 squad when he's running around at them. But G2, they just know how to figure a player like that out.
Yeah, generally, VALORANT systems usually are aimed at shutting down a star player like that. I talk about this all the time. I think like the way that Trent and VALORANT want to play is to make rounds predictable, deterministic. And they're very good at dealing with those volatile individuals. This is a dirty spot for Zephyr.
That's pretty sick.
I love that. Again, it's one of the upsides of bringing Sage onto this map. There are a couple of wall boost spots that are really hard to catch. There are also a few of them on Summit as well. I don't know if we'll get to see them.
Anything C9 can do to try to get an advantage, especially in a war spy round where they just have the save rifles.
30 seconds left.
Gotta go for something cheeky to cheese play to get a kill. Anything they can do.
I'm not mad about it. Fireball Ops is lying in wait with a classic and a dream. Straight through the gates, calm G2, and it's a burst of pace that frankly Fireball Ops cannot mollify. He's jacked through the back of the side. Vic, though, is dug out. This anchoring presence slowly being neutralized, but time is short. VALORANT is going to have to stick this.
A great job from C9, just fighting together out of market. Jack holding it down backside. They just have to deal with VALORANT. He's spotted out. He wants to isolate a fight if he can.
It's the backstab. VALORANT almost has a 6th sense for it. That's crazy. Eventually left in 1v3, and Cloud9 have succeeded in slowing the game down enough that they can actually get a grip on the reins.
Yeah, we saw some good team play there over on that site. Right, with the swings coming through market, Jack had some nice little jiggle peeks backside, not overexposing himself. Was able to trade Jogamo off some of that damage that Fireball did do with the Classic when he was sliding on in.
Don't need even be a good lip reader, as I watched Leap's eyebrows almost disappear into his hairline after that.
Boys, come on!
Just trying to get that energy back up for C9. Get a little bit of confidence going. Looks like G2 might just try to switch up the pace. Get closer up on A, go for a pop.
Get to that tour de force now. Vic and Oxy positioned well to play off each other. Certainly seem like two of the closest guys on this team to one another.
That's a lot of utility that G2 just extracted out of C9. Look, they had to use it. G2 were well positioned to just run down a player close link or close elbow. Now they can make this pivot elsewhere, trying to run up mid. Oxy is on the run. Trippus broken Leapus through so quickly. What a shot from Oxy.
Finally an Oxy moment there. No real follow-up to the rest of that G2 thrust up top mid.
That adjustment was sickening.
They did not expect Oxy to double back, I suppose. They knew he was there because they had an Omen TP cancelled by VALORANT. But yeah, now you've made it really difficult.
Feels like that was the biggest burst of energy we have seen come from this C9 team today.
And after a slow round, it's good to see them defensively play with a bit of pace here.
30 seconds
Looks like
left.
Baby Bay's going to be given just enough rope now as he'll cross mid, and Neural Theft is going to reveal his location. So through the trip he goes. It's going to be superfluous either way. Into the B site we go, though, and all the G2 are here. They've got some market presence, and Baby Bay can watch the long line cross through Boba. This tour de force, it's a line that's broken up, though, by the fast lane.
Paranoia for a bit of delay. G2 trying to set up this crossfire.
They need good spacing with their market plays here as well. They're all going to be positioned. 5 players for the retake. Should be pretty elementary at this point, but you don't want to be lining up for the tour de force. That could be dangerous. There's Trent in the back of the site. And that oil field is going to slow things right on down. Jack is picked off as well. And what could be more emblematic of Cloud9's problems right now than a round like this? Vic can't save it. Babyface Headhunter ends it. And G2 are, yeah, they're singing. They're looking comfortable now with their fourth.
That's just exactly why you want Baby Bay on the chamber. Even though he misses the first couple shots, not a real great opportunity to get involved. He's cut off by the fast lane, now still picks up Market, is able to get the re-swing kill, and then helps out Trent. Takes a peek towards Boba right there.
Oh, I am not pleased.
Pretty brutal.
Oh, no.
I feel like we haven't heard a hot dog in a long time.
It has actually been a while.
Which is always a telltale sign of the mental state that G2 are existing under. They're exiting the doldrums.
That was a 5.
Joy is returning to their hearts.
I mean, that was a 3v5. Up on that B side in those final moments. That's a desk slammer for Cloud9. You cannot be affording to lose those. And this is free real estate for Baby Bay. Cloud9 know it. Zilsas wants to try and re-clear that space. There's a trademark there to slow him up. And Vic's going to jiggle this. Wow! That's nasty stuff. Vic was trying to passively play that line for info, and Jaw still finds the kill.
Wall goes up to deny Jack of any attempt to even things up while G2 are transitioning in towards that site to get the spike down. Jaw has definitely been making a statement so far in this stage. His neon play has been pretty sick to watch. Zelsa's going to get caught here on the flank as the Nightfall comes in. C9 are trying to set something up. They really haven't been able to get back into this site just yet, and the flank is being watched.
Yeah, G2 mostly playing off this A side anyway, so it's a Nightfall that doesn't catch many of them. It's going to be down to Hoxie's heroics to try and get them out of this round. He'll push up and find Leaf, and Baby Bay was watching a very, very wide flank angle. He'll walk into Oxy's crosshair and say what you want about Cloud9 so far, but when Oxy's had an opportunity to set the pace, his aim has been magnificent.
Yeah, he's hitting some sick shots. That snap adjustment in the other one. Crucial 3K in a retake. That was looking scary. They're already down Vic. And then the flank watch goes Baby Bay's way. He deals with Zelsis. Jack and Oxy managed to get themselves in the sight. And yeah, he is shooting.
7-5. 8 rounds into the game.
Back in stage 1, despite C9's record, Oxy was the statistical leader for all of the Neons in the league. Highest average damage per round. He was playing super well. It didn't always translate into team-wide success for C9, but Oxy is never a player that's going to ease up. Never someone that's going to give up. Big Day.
He's committed.
Yeah, goes down. Nice little combo with the Prowler.
On this map, I feel like we see Baby Bay with a really very defined flowchart to follow at the start of these rounds. Just push up into B. It's very conditioned at this point. And he gave Cloud9 a chance to figure out a way to basically get a free kill on him here.
Interesting from C9. They took B main, but they fully give it up. All go back to market. Spend a little time re-clearing tiles, and it has resulted in the clock going down quite a bit. This is like to deal with 4 G2 players.
Trent did get caught in the Caesar at the end. It's going to be Jordas taking contact. Traded out. Jack going to be rezzed back up, and Firewall Ops is down. And Valen's still undiscovered in the corner. 3 up still for C9. Valen's a problem, though. How are they going to dig this guy out? They had to spend heavily on removing him. And he gets a second kill in the round. There's just no time here for C9. That extra tiles re-clear cost them valuable seconds.
I think, yeah, on top of that, I think Cloud9 overcomplicated a good situation that they put themselves into. They had B main control. They could have left at least one player, if not multiple, to pressure from there when the retake comes in, so they just have that additional angle. But with no one there, G2, they're just able to meet them at the choke points. And with that time, pathing through mid, Oxy re-clears tiles to make sure there isn't some late flank. They have to accelerate so quickly that those finer details, they go out the window when the time pressure is on. And G2 on that B site in the post plant, we know they're so good there. You need every second you can to play it out against them.
It has felt like these pace shifts when they've involved more Cloud9 players than just Oxy have been a little bit hard to bring about.
And we're taking a look at the Champs Point standing. G2 in second place. A win today would bring them to 15. They're in a super comfortable position to make champions. Like, even if they just go on a great run in this stage, win a bunch of games, but don't do a great job in the playoffs, they'll still be able to make it in just off the basis of points. They are always consistent in VCT Americas. And then obviously, at the same time, you see C9, they're at the bottom of the list. They only have 1 point. So they need to do the exact opposite. They are required to go on a monster run, make it to the finals. They would have to have a generational turnaround to be able to make it to champions at this point.
And G2 would love to spend most of their time thinking about international events, thinking about what they're going to do next time Nongshim Red Force turns up in their way. But they still need to, you know, get things done here domestically, secure their spot in the postseason and champions, of course, before they can cross that more important bridge. Okay, no full commitment to tiles. It was actually just VALORANT. Let's listen into G2 now as they recover from losing their caller early in the round.
They're on you. I'm flashing.
Yo, they TP'd in the smoke.
Can we flip?
Boys, yeah, just go super slow, Nate. Fuck it.
Wait, they're actually
Take
sending it.
spawn, take spawn, both of you right now. I need you.
I gotta hold you short.
I'm good. I'm walking out, deep spawn.
Yeah, Nate's gonna go late.
I'm dogging for you, Nate. Getting info.
Short
Look
sky.
right, look right. 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna go short right now.
Buy time for him. Don't even play.
Flashing.
They're all back all, guys. Made a stab.
Yep. They're gonna wall us off and then defuse, guys.
Yep, I don't see the fourth guy.
Hold, Jay, hold.
All three flank side. They're all four flank side. Nothing in your back.
I'm baiting you, Jay. I'm baiting you.
Nice.
Fight side, guys. Can you fight side?
Wait.
Ready?
Off me.
Just angle out. Walk on. Break ball. I'm living. You're good.
You're good. Don't peek ever, Alex. I have your cross.
You're good.
Off.
You're good, yeah.
Just fuck with the mouse. You're doing good, baby. One short, one back on.
Oh,
fade away, one half.
They ran away. See ya.
Dude,
Hot dog.
I didn't register like the one
was
way.
trying to tell you
I
I can't
know. I literally had flash out off contact.
I know. I was just
like a bot, bro.
The two things that really stand out to me in that run are VALORANT goes down, but he's providing super valuable dead comms to the rest of the team. He sets up Leaf in a great position. He's still coordinating things. Then next, I love how Baby Bay played out that round. Getting the teleport back top box where he can see over a potential wall from Zelsis, has the cross from elbow, so he's willing to just run in, take a fight, get out, and he hits a sick little tap shot on top of it. Then gets to back box, can swing from that high-low new angle setup. It was really smart.
I love he just called Leaf to come back in on a really delayed timing. That had C9 constantly looking over their shoulders. Bit of a fighting for A main at the time. Oxy and Joel, though, both traded out, so both teams lose their neons. And C9 stay aggressive here. Are they going to play off the Trailblazer? More util exchanges. Flash traded for C's. Okay, Zelsa's got pretty deep here on tiles, but that kill's going to be traded out as well. C9 is starting to get spread very thin across Sunset.
I like that proactivity from Zelsis. Vic, Jack, they've got the right idea here. Getting into this setup, it's just going to come down to the duels. They have to connect these shots.
This is round defining. This is basically the round here and now. Can they swing off Baby Bay? The contact, no, the timing's not really there. And now Cloud9 back off behind this haunt. This is very, very solid from the defenders.
In that moment where there's the switch to the util gun not ready, the haunt gets the double ping, 20 seconds left. G2 on their way towards this B site. Still the one trip the cam. That could be annoying for some late round info as C9 just needs to stay as a pack, trade out effectively together. Just fundamental team play from C9's newest member, Vic, returning. They got to put this together. They
How
got
does he have a Trailblazer this late in the round? Up and close and personal. How does Trent get a freebie?
What was the kill onto Jack?
I mean, Jack just gets perforated and Vic is apparently lined up with him. Fireball Ops now hit by the Demon Cabbage. And now it's Captain Val in there to shut things down. Again, G2 salvage an awkward round, but there's a bit of sweet serendipity amongst it.
I think C9 made some great decisions throughout that round. It's just brutal that Trent gets the headshot through. What was that? We need the 0.5 replay. Maybe even the 0.25 speed replay. That is a sickening thing.
Oh. I don't know, man.
That is just gross.
Better lucky than good sometimes. All right, round 11 coming at you. Jaw this time very quickly gets into Elpin. Look at the TP for Valen, very deep.
Exec.
I
The catch on the leaf is pretty crazy. He's going up with the wall and he's punished for it. All right, C9, they've definitely got more than a chance in this one now. 5-on-4. G2, man down. They want to find an advantage somewhere. It's a fight in spawn, but they're getting denied. Oxy and Vic are just running them over. Cloud9 steamroll on the retake. So G2 feeling like they need to take a proactive timing there. Makes sense, they're man down, but Cloud9 have the crosshairs in the right spots.
Second consecutive round where there's like a multiplayer hold into a 3v3 scenario that Cloud9 are able to win out on. This is nice from them, just playing it slow and safe.
Oh,
nice. Really nice.
I mean, C9, after what Trent did in the last round, they deserve one like that. He needed to get his receipt.
All right, here's our last round of the half now. Tour de force for Baby Base, so it's a weird economic spot for G2 to be in, but it's going to be smoothed over somewhat. Maybe something faster onto B instead this time? Okay, you're committed to this. Look, the slow orbs behind you now. Vic wants to come forward, and Baby Bay is simply not ready for it. Great opener. Tour de force out of the game, and I think G2 are going to stumble here.
It's beautiful. An ode to Paper Rex on this map. Who are the ones that really pioneered the stage here. Oh,
guys.
Vic is up top there, brother. He is racking him up. C9 putting together a competent half. If they could just close this out at 5 and...
Spike down, B.
Okay, they're going to do it. That is sick from Vic getting that ace, man.
There was a res involved,
classic play. Yeah, it's an ace, but yeah, we'll give it to him.
Okay.
We'll give it to him. He's got it.
I guess the comm is bad from Baby Bay. He doesn't realize that, like, there's a wall here. Because you don't have B-main control,
really have the
so
opportunity to know.
Yeah, why are you fighting
But the other guy, you did kill him there. I mean, I don't know, man.
Okay, weird round. Still, though.
You're not up against that every day of the week.
14 and 8 there from Vic. 2 back-to-back stunning rounds. Actually puts Cloud9 in a decent spot here coming into halftime. Solid defense side, 7-5 here on Sunset as G2 look to close the series.
What's good, everybody? It's Bebe, and this is my game day fit. You know, we got the G2 jersey, the red one. This is my favorite one. I think red and black is really intimidating, so I really like these jerseys. I think that's part of the reason why we farm regionally. We got the G2 pants that goes along with it, so we got the whole fit. What I like about these pants compared to our old pants is that, you know, they're really baggy, you know, so we're in with the style nowadays, you know. We're unk, but you know, we still got some swag. And then I got the dunks, and I've had these for a very long time. One of my best friends gifted them to me. They're pretty beat, but they're very comfortable, so that's why I wear them on stage every day. Honestly, they're just my daily. They look sick with the pants, though, I think. Pretty fire. And normally I come in with like a backpack, and on that backpack I got some like cool keychains, like a Fallout one, and like some One Piece stuff that I like because I'm a really big fan of One Piece. Thank y'all for watching. This was my game day fit.
Yes, that indecision from C9 that had started to become a bit of a trademark look for them was certainly present on the first map of this series. But into Sunset, it looks like, especially in some of these, you know, nickel and dime defense side set plays that started to find great success. And Vic and Oxy are leading the way, hyping each other up as they go.
Absolutely. Positives to gleam. I think some negatives too in that across this series. C9 specifically on this map, they'd be ahead if they could close out these man advantage situations. They just have to clean those up, and they'd be in a great position. Now, if eyes don't see me, they haven't won a pistol round in this stage. It was 0%. That is, I would like to see that stat end just for their sake. It would be great if they could win a pistol here.
Again, like then.
Is that real?
It's been, I mean, yeah.
Double check that.
Look, I mean, this would be what their 4th map of the stage, right? So it's a lot of pistol rounds to lose, but it's believable. There's Valen holding it down. Oxy attempts to slide in, get across market. The Paranoid's a little early from G2. Or Cloud9 stagger out and avoid it. Either way, they've found their way towards his B side now. Jaw hit with the Prowler.
Problem is, what are they going to do about these players backside? They can't get any control, but
are they getting off?
That Jaw peeking out gets exposed, and yeah, they want to leave. I'm not mad at this, but they can deal with Leaf, and they can't.
One enemy remaining.
2 massive kills there for Leaf, and Jack just runs in when he realizes that the jig is well and truly up. Leaf in the late round, always a terror.
Yeah, they're rotating off with such haste. I mean, I don't hate the decision to try to get the pick and leave, or maybe slow down the round, but they rush out there, and Leaf is just prepared.
But this commitment to market means you don't have map control, you don't have information, and you don't have the time to slowly re-clear that space.
They just have to be a little more careful.
Yep. And honestly, they left a few massive gaps in rounds on Breeze that ended up hurting them.
And also, if they wanted, they could have just stayed at the site.
Yeah.
They had more players. Yeah, they had options. Leaf is looking good, though, today. Easy to clean up with Bebe, who is just always going to have the Outlaw. Yep, caster curse.
That's okay.
That's all right.
No one's going to rush him now. Oxy, they're searching for more. Baby Bay, they're obviously aware he's got the Outlaw to hand and could probably even anticipate it. Oh, Leaf, I mean, they're not accounting for this spot at all. And there comes Valen, swoops on him with a Spectre.
I feel like I really cursed him that whole round.
Yeah, honestly, that was...
But he's doing great today. aside from that round, he's doing great.
Still, flawless round for G2. We're going to dap him up eventually.
New storyline.
I'm certain it's coming.
Old eyes. It's tough to see in the periphery.
Oh, that's crazy work. All right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like my palm might have met Baby Bay's cheek rather quickly, if not his palm.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so things fall apart pretty quickly there for C9, and Leaf has that pretty nasty spot above the wall that Fireball Ops is just not watching. Sees shot quickly. Jaw gets into market, door shut. Really determined B main position here.
It's got a cute little setup from G2, where that Outlaw goes off, and then they expect someone to walk forward, but maybe they can't find that kill. And Valen is caught on the opposite side of the map. It provides an opening through elbow that C9 are happy to take. Try and get in over on a better weapons and the numbers. Must-win round.
There's a late pickup of Ali here for G2, which is interesting, but it leaves their short presence completely absent.
These are the kind of situations, these are the kind of rounds that have been C9's undoing today, not being able to close out crucial advantages.
They're just straight raw flooding in from Ali. Not the most inspired G2 retake I've seen, I won't lie. And they kind of just give up short. They fully commit there to their Ali side play.
And Vic comes through for C9 again. Swing out is nice off the paranoia. 3 little kills. He's just continuing to rack them up.
The return of Pickle Vic, man.
He's been playing real well. Last week in this one, in one of the most bizarre roster room situations we've seen in some time.
Yeah. Where
but C9 will be glad that he's back because he's playing great. He has been fantastic.
I mean, you tweet out that you heard from a friend that your old org is having trouble replacing you, and then you go and join them. That's part of your announcement. I mean, like, what are we? I was gagged, as they put it. It was an interesting little intra-stage break for Cloud9.
My eyes are down.
top mid presence. Have to run into Trent.
I think the idea was to try to put some kind of like fake wall that cross up and then someone could get through on the right to get a kill.
Babybay's been doing this constantly. Just trademark yourself off that A long position. So it's always going to be costly util-wise to get him off there. Trent eating some more Sage util.
And he just wants to stay alive, not get spammed down. Babybay is not giving up his presence in the site though. He's staying tucked back.
I like this. Oxy going to get the better of him here. Now at least G2 we have a chance to look at another really similar retake scenario. Oh, look at them. They just walk up into the site.
That's ridiculous.
That is rather pacey, I must say. Oxy's been taken down and Jaw already has found his way to the box. A second kill for him. Rick? Rick? Where's Rick? Rick tries to shut it down there. I'm not really sure what John's
are you good, bro?
Okay, I think he's trying to get Tread's attention.
Do you think
Rick?
Babybay's going to tap him? Rick, do you think? I'm losing it. Will Babybay
dap him up?
Trent? Yeah, will he dap him up, you think?
Nah, he's got blinders on, bro. You start to get like that ace
reading
stigmatism, you know what I mean?
It's fine. Everyone's blind. Everyone's
Alex,
blind.
you're crazy, brother.
Oh, that's why he was
he's done
looking
it.
at you. Nice.
He's done it, okay.
I guess Trent just flash jaw crazy on the entry and he died or something, but...
I mean, Trent was, I think he was like in a smoke on top of like a Sage slow.
G2 have had some silly little spam kills through smokes as well, Val. Just like the random Vandal tap through the smoke. I mean, it's not totally random. He's just shooting for a guy on the left, but we're looking at the Babybay stats here. That Sentinel compared to the Duelist.
They're the same.
The fact that, yeah, he's putting up like just as good stats playing that much of Vice as well. Like he's played a good amount of Chamber this year, but that's also like majority Vice. And he's up there with what he'd been doing on Duelist. And also like a lot of the Duelist best performances came from him back in Kickoff, like when he was playing Waylay a little bit. And so if you can just have him playing Sentinel, focused on this agent where he has looked his best, it's the best thing for the team, surely, right? I mean, it does mean that they have to drift away from the Neon Phoenix, which
Getting
is
the double
feeling
duelist
like
comps, yeah.
You know,
why? I mean,
at the top of the meta tier list,
but then it's like Leaf can do that, but then what? Babybay's gonna like on Haven and stuff. Like, what? He's gonna pick up the Cypher, or is he stick on Chamber? Like, it does create some interesting questions about role assignment. Babybay always finds himself in a weird spot. Oh my goodness. That was snappy, and he knows it too. He sniffs disdainfully, and then he's back to work inside market off that trademark.
No charges left.
Leave looking for a good pocket to play from as Cloud9 try and clear market. Babybay's going to take eyes off him. And the judge at pretty long range there gets a kill. Okay, Cloud9 are completely without a paddle up the proverbial creek this round. And honestly...
Yeah, that was a dismantling from 17 different directions. And this Babybay's just working them.
Yeah, and there's 5 players in the server, so work that out from G2. The problem is here is this, we didn't really herald the round with fanfare. But this was a really pivotal round for Cloud9 to win. I mean, a lot really hinged on this particular round 17.
Yeah, just looking at the cash.
And they flopped.
And Babybay has done a nice job throughout this series on the Chamber of like, finding some of the right timings to mix up a different early round push that he hasn't done before. So on this one, crucial round, not the best weapons over for G2. Like he just has that Guardian.
Even in the previous round, he was, remember, he just wouldn't give up that A side position. He did go down, right? But he's mixing it up more than anybody else here. The other side of this coin, though, is that he conditioned this really obvious push up into B main on the attack side, right? He was a little, eventually, a little obvious there.
God, that was so sick.
Yeah. Very sharp.
And look, G2 have not required the same level of heroics from Jaw and Babybay, but I do think it's telling that, again, we've got a sunset map now back-to-back where it's the two of them at the top of the board.
I covered Baby Bay a lot early on in his pro career, like in what I would call Tier 1 esports. And honestly, he didn't really live up to the hype so much in the early days. I really feel like he's coming into his own only now, quite late on in his pro career, even after departing his pro career. Such an interesting player to have followed for almost 10 years now.
Cloud9 are trying to get right back over to A. This is where they have found some success on the attack side. They want to set up something aggressive towards spawn. Off the sound cue, Paranoid goes out. No opportunity for C9 to push too crazy. That's a nice kill from Oxy.
Oh yeah, that was while Zelsis was, what, reloading, sat back here? G2 going to come back in the round with a vengeance, though. The res also gives him a bit of momentum to work with. Oxy and Zelsis, last two up on this side. And Oxy's found a third with this stinger. Enough, though, to surely give pause for G2, but not enough to stop them in their tracks.
Yeah, C9, they kind of acquiesce that space, but they've just got stingers, so they end up being in this awkward mid-range situation when the Sage res comes through and G2 wait for that util to expire. All right, stun's gone, etc. We got the res. All right, now we go back in, and they're at a good distance to just get free kills with the rifles. That was
another early round
man.
Baby Bay moment where he's in a weird spot.
This has been another day in the office for G2. They're clocking in, they're clocking out.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned that previous
routine.
That round 17 was important, right?
Yeah, this is as routine as it gets for G2.
And this is going to sound ridiculous, but it feels like Cloud9 today. They suited up. They put on their blue and white, less intimidating jerseys than G2, only to just slowly lose here on Sunset. Look good in all the same ways they've looked good, and look bad in all the same ways they've looked bad.
And really the context for this game coming into it is that these are two teams that are having some mental struggles. It's been tough times.
They're bantering with random people on Twitter.
I'm trying to figure out,
like when Baby Bay hits you with a "this you" on Twitter, like, you know it's bad.
But G2, at least today, man, bouncing back. This has been way too easy for them. Yeah, they are getting back on the horse. They are looking good.
See how Trent flashed that corner and then just walked out and shot him?
I think the question is really, moving forward, are G2 going to be able to carry this over as the stage goes on, as they continue this forward and making champions? Foray that they're looking pretty good on. We looked at those champs points. They just get another one here. They're up to 15. They are more than in the conversation. They're damn near guaranteed to be there.
Then the story of Cloud9 being unable to beat G2 in VCT continues. It's now a 16-2 map record between these two at the highest level of VALORANT competition.